Nobody talks about this. Every 4 years, billions of people sit down to watch a World Cup final and think they are watching a football match. What they are actually watching is the same story playing out again with different faces and different kits. There is a pattern buried inside every World Cup final that has been sitting right in front of everyone for decades. Not a conspiracy, not some theory someone invented. A pattern consistent enough that once it clicks for you, it does not unclick. And after this, a World Cup final will never look the same to you again. Here is what it actually looks like. In almost every World Cup final since 1966, the side that scores first does not go on to win. Read that back. The side that scores first does not win. Not every now and then, not in a few cases here and there. With a regularity that has no business existing in a sport this chaotic and this hard to predict. West Germany put one past England first, England won. Holland scored against West Germany before West Germany did. West Germany won. Argentina got in front of Holland. The match went to extra time. Argentina came through, but only because Holland pulled it back first. France scored before Italy in the 2006 final. Italy won on penalties. Holland scored first against Spain in 2010. Spain won. That is not a coincidence. That is something sitting underneath the surface of the sport that nobody has properly named. Here is the reason it keeps happening. The moment a side scores first in a World Cup final, something shifts inside both squads that has got nothing to do with formations or tactics or the game plan. The team that has just gone ahead stops playing the football that got them there. They stop going forward, they start holding what they have. And holding a lead in a World Cup final is probably the hardest psychological ask in the whole sport. The entire planet is watching. One error does not mean dropping 3 points in a league table. It means losing everything. So the team in front pulls back, sits deeper, makes cautious substitutions designed to run the clock rather than hurt the opposition. And the side chasing them does the complete opposite. They have got nothing left to lose. Every attacking impulse that was being kept in check, being managed, being saved, it all comes out at once. And what history keeps showing is that combination, one side paralyzed by what they might lose, the other side let loose by the fact that they have already lost control of the match, ends the same way almost every single time. The other side of this pattern is about how the equalizer arrives. In the finals where this holds true, the goal that levels it never comes from the obvious build-up. Never from sustained pressure or a shift in how the chasing side is set up. It comes from something tiny. A set piece that the leading side should have dealt with in their sleep. A defensive lapse at a moment when someone switched off for 3 seconds. A substitute who had been on for less than 10 minutes doing something the starting player had been too careful to try. When the equalizer lands in these finals, it does not look like a turning point. It looks like a mistake, a lapse in focus, something that had no right to happen. And then the whole thing flips. Because what conceding does to a team that was in control of a World Cup final is one of the most destabilizing things the sport can produce. The side that was protecting suddenly has nothing left to protect. And the side that was chasing suddenly starts to believe they can actually do this. That moment, not the goal, is where these finals actually get decided. The coaches are not oblivious to this. There are whole sections of World Cup final preparation built specifically around stopping the game from becoming about protecting a lead. Stay on the front foot, keep the pressure on, do not let your players' heads go to the scoreboard. The problem is you cannot train away what a World Cup final actually feels like when you are standing in the middle of it. 4 years of preparation. Scenarios run over and over in training sessions. Every team meeting in the 6 weeks before the game covering exactly this situation. And then the ball goes in, 75,000 people in the stadium react all at once, and your players feel it. And nothing that happened in training can fully prepare a human being for what that moment does to them on that pitch in real time. The pattern keeps showing up because the pressure keeps deciding things. Not the sharper squad, not the better tactics, not whoever was more prepared. The pressure. So when you are watching the next World Cup final and one side gets in front, do not settle back. Do not act like it is done. Watch what their shape looks like in the 10 minutes that follow the goal. Watch whether they keep trying to hurt the opposition or whether they start sitting off them. Because what the pattern says is that the second a team switches from trying to score again to trying to hold what they have, the match has already changed. They just have not realized it yet. This pattern has been there in every final for 60 years. And now you have seen it.